to boldly go where no man has gone before.
Gendernauts, if there is one thing in this world that we know for sure, it's that transphobes, homophobes, they're ignorant, they're being silly. They simply haven't been properly educated. If only these ignorant, Christian, Republican idiots, they have the knowledge, if only they knew. But that is the duty of a Gendernaut, to go beyond, to go where no man has gone before, to understand the knowledge and present it to the masses. So today, we are going to understand, we're going to learn about gender transition surgeries. This video is kind of gross, I don't blame you if you want to skip it. Trans women, or women trapped in the bodies of men. These are male to female transgenders. Everyone has heard of them. And they are up first. Now, estrogen supplements, they can only do so much. And Instagram filters, they don't work in real life. So for many trans women, the first step in feminization is facial feminization surgery. Now, the first option to fix your man face would be a brow lift with bossing. Men have very significant brows and a larger bone than women do. So we gotta get rid of that transphobic bone, shave it down, get it out of there. Lift up those eyebrows onto your forehead, and we are looking female. The next issue is the hairline. Men's hairlines are different. They're naturally higher, and a huge problem in the male to female community, which is men often go bald. In these cases, it's necessary to have what we call scalp advancement surgery, where they will slice an incision from temple to temple and literally move your scalp down. The illusion of a shorter face. Your receding hairline is less prominent. You're looking more female as we go on. The Adam's apple, a huge issue for a woman to have. I mean, it has Adam in the name. This is why some trans women need a tracheal shave, where you will open up your throat, go in and find that pesky cartilage in your trachea and shave it down to remove the Adam's apple. There are dozens of other issues with the transgender man face which need to be surgically remedied, which we don't want to get into. We're talking chin implants, we're talking cheek implants, we're talking removing eye bags. It's all over the place, but we're going to move on to body. Now, a huge problem for male to female transgenders is that the male's body is very different compared to the woman's body. Hands, feet, shoulders, hips, it goes on. And that's just surface, not to mention bone density or muscle growth. The most common remedies for this are Brazilian butt surgery and trunk surgery, where they suck fat out and put it where you desire it to be. The next issue is the obvious, the breast. Men don't have breasts and women do. Now, hormone therapy alone, estrogen, isn't enough to give real breasts. All it really does is give you accentuated man breasts with very large nipples. So the answer is breast implants. Now, these breast implants are much like breast implants for normal women, except for men, nipple placement is much lower than it is on women. So it leads to the breasts ending up looking weird, misshapen, or misplaced. Many times these breasts will be very firm and rock-like. Now, with your face reshapen, your body fat rearranged, and breast implants, you look quite like a woman. There's just one tiny last thing. Your penis.
First off, I'm just gonna stick a finger in myself and taste it. And you know, hopefully it won't taste bad, but we'll see. And the second thing I'm gonna do is break out my favorite toy and, you know, make myself come. So in that way, I'm gonna have all my juices flowing down there. All these secretions and, you know, just things that come out when I get excited. Then I'm gonna report back on what that tastes like. Okay, so I've adjusted my angle here, and let's see. Let me find the hole. All right, it's in. Wiggle it around in there a little bit. Doesn't smell bad. That's good, right? And now to taste it. And now on to phase 2. Well, I'm back. I did my thing. Now I'm kind of gushy down there. Figure I'm gonna be the most fragrant and vagina smelling and tasting at this exact moment. Okay. It does smell a little different. It smells a little bit more like, I don't know, maybe a little bit like vaguely like vanilla. Here we go. Very, very subtle. It doesn't really taste like much of anything.
Bottom surgery, or the replacement of a penis with a neovagina, is by far the most major surgery that will be described. The first method is penile inversion, where the penis is opened up, excess tissue is removed, and the penile skin is used to construct the interior of the neovagina. The surgeon will sculpt the penis head into a new clitoris. The urethra is removed from the penis and rerouted to where it should be. The testicles are removed in this procedure, and the scrotum is used to add extra vaginal depth to the neovagina and or as outer labia for the neovagina. Now, a major issue is that now you would just sort of have a neovagina that is not self-lubricating. So a lot of times what they will do is they will take a bit of the urethra, which actually creates a small amount of mucus, and they will use that as lubrication. But for the purposes of penetrative sex, it will likely not create enough self-lubrication. The alternative method to this is rectosigmoid vaginoplasty. This method is much the same as penile inversion method, but in the case of rectosigmoid vaginoplasty, they will utilize tissue from the intestines to make up the neovagina. This is due to the fact that our intestines are actually self-lubricating. So the issue of lubrication would be solved in this method because the neovagina would be lubricated with intestinal bile. Now, electrolysis or laser hair removal is actually required before this procedure, as the scrotum and penis will grow hair, and a vagina generally doesn't inside of it. One issue that may arise is that the electrolysis or the hair removal was not permanent, leading to interior walls of the neovagina, which were made out of scrotum, growing hair. After surgery and recovery, the trans woman will need to dilate her new neovagina for the rest of her life. For some reason, after gender affirmation surgery, the body stupidly, idiotically believes that it is actually still a man, but has suffered some sort of grievous atrocity. The body stupidly believes that its genitals were mutilated and now has an open wound between its legs, so it needs to heal it. And dilation prevents the body from closing off the neovagina, shortening it, or creating scar tissue. The dilation schedule tapers down as time passes. A few weeks after their surgery, a surgeon would likely tell them that they need to dilate 1 to 3 times a day, and 10 years after, likely once or twice a week. Dilation in general is a 3-hour process where the trans woman has specially made dildos, which are dilators, which they must shove into their neovagina slowly and hold it there in order to prevent these bad ends from happening. If a trans woman were to start skipping dilating, they would experience permanent consequences to their neovagina via the body's natural healing functions. Other than dilation and lubrication issues, this process will create a fully functioning neovagina, which is usually in depth around 3.5 to 6 inches.
Hi Sunshine Sparkle Faces, it's me, Mother Sparkles. I had a bad night last night and a bad morning. It is currently 2 in the afternoon. I have a special guest here with me today. These are my dilators. And when you get the surgery, sex reassignment surgery, you have to dilate. And basically what you want to do is take these dilators and you put it inside your vagina so the vaginal canal is open and your depth is there. In yesterday's video, I explained that I was very insecure and very self-conscious about men saying that there was like a wall at the end of the vagina, and it's my fault for not dilating. Like, I should have kept going and pushing myself, but I didn't. I got lazy. I'm not going to sugarcoat things. I'm not gonna lie. I was lazy. I was stupid. I am stupid. And I should have continued with it, but you know, I just didn't feel like doing it. And I'm such an idiot because, hello, this is a huge responsibility, Julie, and you're not going to take care of your new vagina. Like, what the hell? It's kind of crazy, but I will be filming. You'll be seeing me insert a medical dilator into my vagina and to see my reactions, because I haven't done this in so long and I do not know what to expect. We're going in, folks. Oh my god. Ooh. Okay, calm down. Oh no, it's really tight. Okay, I just have the tip in and it hurts. Mom, if you're watching this, I'm sorry. Oh my god, ow, that hurt. Oh my god, Lord have mercy. I mean, Lord have mercy. Okay. Oh my god, I lost so much depth, you guys. What the Girl, I hope you learn from my mistakes. This is not even funny. I got to the first dot, which is right here. That's a good 3 inches, girl. So if you got 3 inches, honey, call me. Basically, you would do that for like 20 minutes, and then you would go on to the next one for like 15 minutes, and then you go to the other one for like 10 minutes, and then 10 minutes.
But what about trans men? With trans men or women becoming men, a lot more of the work is done by the hormone supplements, testosterone. But as with male to female transgenders, there's still a lot of things they can do to appear more masculine, such as implant to the Adam's apple, jaw surgery, cheekbone surgery. They could go to driver's school. The first big procedure is the mastectomy, or the removal of the breast tissue. In a mastectomy, they slice under the breast in order to remove the breast tissue as well as the milk glands. They will then surgically recreate the nipples to be smaller and more masculine and put them where they should be on a male's body. They then must just remove the excess skin and you now have a flat chest. As they are not just removing fat but rather breast tissue and milk glands, a mastectomy and its results are final, permanent. It also is, after hormone therapy, the first thing prescribed for gender affirmation for female to male transgenders. Female to male bottom surgery. For female to male bottom surgery, there are generally 2 options: a metoidoplasty and a phalloplasty. A metoidoplasty is actually much simpler. A woman takes testosterone through her hormone therapy in order to transition into a male-bodied individual. The testosterone causes their clitoris to grow. So for this procedure, all they need to do is cut the clitoris free of the vagina so that it is out in the open, reroute and artificially extend the urethra, and carve out the clitoris so that it is semi-hollow and string the artificial urethra through the clitoris. This results in a neopenis, which is generally 3 to 8 centimeters long or 1 to 3 inches long, though this leaves the trans man still experiencing menstrual periods as well as being able to get pregnant and with a clinical micropenis, so for some reason this is not the preferred option. The phalloplasty is the most common bottom surgery for trans men, and it begins with a hysterectomy, or the surgical removal of the uterus. After the uterus is removed, the surgeons will cut free the top interior part of the vagina through the abdomen and will cut a hole at the top where it would previously be connected to the pelvic tissue. They then stitch shut the lower opening to the vagina. They will no longer experience periods or be able to get pregnant, obviously, and any secretions which end up in this well will be absorbed by the body. As in the other procedure, the clitoris is then cut free. The clitoris has certain ligaments which are used to aid in the reconstruction of the neopenis, as well as other ligaments which are found in the outer labia, which are used to create a new structure and shaft of the interior of the penis centered around the clitoris. They then remove more tissue from the mons pubis in order to continue flesh sculpting a new penis. The surgeons will utilize the skin from the labia majora in order to create a scrotal sac. Silicone testicular implants will then be placed in the scrotal sac, and later on it will be closed. The clitoris is then hollowed once again by carving into it, and the urethra is redirected and extended through the penis, through the clitoris, and out the end. But they still only have the inner workings of the neopenis. They still need skin to keep it in, so skin will be selected either from the arm or leg to be grafted onto the neopenis. It is meat sculpted once again into what a male's penis would look like, though as this is a new field, the results are still rather crude. The vaginal opening is permanently closed. The new scrotum is sewn shut, as well as the penis is sutured. After this, you are done.
So I've been asked quite a few questions. I had bottom surgery. I have an arm scar because of it. I look way too straight. Hold on. It's better. I made the decision to have bottom surgery completely on my own accord, and I have zero regrets whatsoever. I know I opened myself up to the internet to educate people on bottom surgery, but I really don't need to deal with the "why'd you do this to yourself? That scar looks disgusting. You look grotesque. You made a bad decision." I really did not make a bad decision. So you have two arteries in the arm, the radial and the ulnar, one on the left side, one on the right side. So my radial artery was taken out of my arm to supply blood to my area. My ulnar artery was left in place. Most transitional surgeries, the total cost will vary depending on the surgeon, the type of surgery you're having done, and then also your insurance plan. For me, my insurance plan works along the lines of I have to cover my deductible and my out-of-pocket max before any surgical procedures or clinical visits will start to be covered fully. My top surgery was not covered by my insurance because I was under 18 at the time, so I ended up paying about $8,400 out of pocket for that surgery. For my hysterectomy, I did have insurance coverage, and I ended up being billed around $22,000 for each of the procedures done, and I ended up being responsible for about $5,000 of that after my deductible and out-of-pocket max. For just my first stage of phalloplasty, I was billed around $300,000, but for each subsequent surgery and complication I've had, the total has been around $600,000, but I have only been responsible for about $5,700 of that. Note that these amounts are extremely high, but often when you are having insurance coverage for surgeries, the billed amount will often be hyperinflated compared to if you were to pay out of pocket.
I hope that after me explaining the procedures, you understand that trans folk are folk, trans people are valid, and you need to respect them. And more than anything, you need to have sex with them, or else you're a bigot. It's natural.
Gentlemen, we can rebuild him. We have the technology.